I'm Dr. Vanessa Allen from Natural Family Wellness. Today we're going to talk about the elimination diet. So after you did your detoxification first, then I want you to transition into an elimination diet. Elimination diet is when you take out certain foods that might be causing inflammation within your body. And in functional medicine, we believe that inflammation is the source of a lot of the chronic illnesses that you have, like diabetes, hypertension, and high cholesterol, because you're not born with these diseases and they're a result of something else. So we're trying to get to the underlying problem as opposed to just giving you a drug to treat the condition that you have, which doesn't make it go away. And a lot of my patients come to me and they say, I want to get off all my medications, or I want to not claim the hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol. So I truly believe that you can, but you have to make some hard choices and you have to change the way you do things. So with the elimination diet, if you're eating certain foods that cause a lot of inflammation in your body, it's hard to absorb the nutrients that you need in order to make your body function normally. So if we, again, put in the good things, take out the bad things, we can function better and we don't have to depend on medication in order to feel good. So the 5 foods that can trigger an inflammation or can trigger an allergic response or food allergy is wheat, dairy, eggs, soy, and peanuts. So through the elimination diet, you take these things out of your diet and then you gradually add them back in one at a time so you can determine what particular food is triggering the symptoms that you're having. So some of the typical symptoms could be headaches, insomnia, joint pains, gas, bloating, swelling, constipation, diarrhea, eczema, trouble breathing. Sometimes when I have patients come in and they come in with eczema or difficulty breathing, and I ask them, how's your diet? Are you feeling gassy or bloated? And they'll say, yes, I do have problems with my bowels or abdominal pain. And I'll say, I think we need to fix your gut first. And once we fix that, I'm pretty sure your asthma and your eczema is going to get better. So patients' second thing they ask is, what can I eat? If you take out all the good stuff, what is there left to eat? And lots of cultures don't have those foods in their diet, and they do just fine. So it is a transition. You do have to think of things not differently, because in our culture, we tend to, gravitate towards wheat-based products or dairy-based products. So you have lots of dairy substitutions now. You don't have to have milk in your diet. You can get a lot of calcium from other food sources. So you can do dairy substitutes like rice milk, cashew milk, soy milk, almond milk, and coconut milk. And they're tasty. They have different consistencies. You figure out which one you like the best. And then as far as the taking the wheat out of diet, that's a little bit more challenging. So wheat or gluten is the main source. So foods that have gluten in them will be wheat, barley, and let's see, what's another? Rye. So they're found in a variety of foods. You can eat rice. Rice does not have any wheat in it. You can eat all types of whole grains as long as they are not wheat-based. So oats do not have gluten in them, but a lot of times they are processed with wheat. So unless this is gluten-free oats, you're not 100% sure you're getting a gluten-free product. So you have to read the label carefully. And then you have to read a lot of labels when you're trying to decide, when you're buying foods that are processed, whether or not they have wheat in them. I think that now it's easier to find gluten-free foods, and the manufacturers are putting that out as a promotion that they're wheat-free or gluten-free to make it easier to find them. And, since more people are trying to be gluten sensitive for various reasons, that they want to sell their product. Now, taste-wise, it's a little bit different. You have to try probably a few things before you figure out what you like best. Or, like I said, you just move on to something else and try other foods that don't have a wheat base. But it is possible. So a typical day might be, you can do smoothies in the morning. So you can add your vegetables, you can add your fruit, you can add a protein source. So I usually do a pea and a rice blend. And you might add some chia seeds or flax seeds as your fat source. And then that's a complete meal replacement. And you can add water and then put your ice cubes in, depending on how thick you want it. And that can be a meal replacement shake in the morning. Or you can have... let me think of some other things. Sometimes I'll do a wrap. So you can do like lettuce leaf. And then you can put whatever filling you want. Maybe it's avocados or guacamole or hummus. And you can add some veggies into that and roll that up. And then eat that. You can add meat. Then for lunch, you might do a salad. You can have whatever salad you want, whatever vegetables you want in your salad. And then you might want to just do an oil and vinegar based dressing. Some vinegars do have wheat in them, so you have to read the label. Some of the balsamics are wheat based. And then I just started making my own because I'm not quite sure what's in them. So I might do a lemon and olive oil or vinegar and oil type dressing. Or you can do a rice bowl, and then you put your whole grain rice on the bottom, and then you can add whatever variety of vegetables you want, whether they're cooked or raw. You can add beans, so I might do various beans like a black beans, and you can season it, and then you can add toppings. So you might want to add some dairy. Well, not damn dairy, I'm sorry. So then you might want to add some other toppings, maybe something crunchy like nuts or seeds. So you could add some almonds or something like that. And there you have a meal. You can add salsa. So you can add a variety of things. And then the same thing for dinner. You can have chicken or fish or beef. And then, whatever vegetable you want. And then you can add whole grain. You can have a rice or potato. And those would be some ways you can do an elimination diet. And then after you finish that, it might take you about 21 days to eliminate everything and then add them back in. Every time you add one of those foods that you wanted to eliminate, write down how you feel. Did it make you feel bloated or gassy or headache or insomnia? And it might have a delayed reaction. It might take a day or two before you notice that you're starting to feel bad, or you didn't realize, is that the food that's making you feel bad? And then once you realize what it is, you want to keep that food out of your diet. You don't necessarily have to go and do a blood test unless you think there are multiple things and you really, out of those food groups that you took out, you really didn't feel any different. And at that point, you might want to consider doing a more extensive food testing to see if there are multiple foods that you might be sensitive to. So I hope this is helpful to you. And tune in for our next topic. Thank you.